Today we're continuing Women Who Broke the Rules, Sonia Sotomayor by Kathleen Kroll. Chapter 2, Making Choices. One year, Sonia's apartment became infested with giant cockroaches. It gave her a lifelong fear of creepy, crawly things. But the public housing projects were mostly safe then, even though danger lurked. Sonia grew up watching how people handled their problems, and you saw kids making choices. One of them was her best friend, her cousin Nelson. He was smarter than she was, but he made bad choices. He became addicted to drugs and died before he was 30. This was not going to happen to Sonia. At school, she rarely got into trouble. She had too much respect for the Catholic nuns and their strict rules. Actually, it was more like fear. Her 5th grade teacher sparked her. She put up gold stars whenever a student excelled. Sonia set out to get the most stars even though she wasn't the best student. But in an unusual move, she asked a girl named Donna, the smartest kid in her class, for tips on how to study. It worked. Sonia earned more stars, and she learned that getting help was cool. Like other kids, she loved the Beatles. Her favorite was Ringo. She laughed at the Three Stooges on TV. She was a diehard fan of the New York Yankees. But she also thought ahead. Realizing that being a lawyer meant speaking in front of others, she started reading the Bible to others at church, something girls were newly allowed to do. At 13, her hero was Robert F. Kennedy, an idealistic lawyer running for president in 1968. She was so unlike other girls that her 8th grade teacher was baffled. The girl's ambitions, odd as they seem, the nun wrote in Sonia's yearbook, are to become an attorney and someday marry. Hopefully, she wishes to be successful in both fields. Once in high school, Sonia didn't do well at first. But she worked extra hard, again asked for help, and was soon on her way. Her social life included a boyfriend named Kevin. He brought her a white rose every day at school until he finally confessed he'd been clipping them from her uncle's rose bushes. She wasn't active in the school's small Latino club. She and her Latino friends weren't embarrassed by their heritage, but they didn't go out of their way to celebrate it either. Images of Puerto Ricans at the time were often negative. In West Side Story, a popular Broadway musical and movie, they were shown as gang members and criminals, not that smart, speaking broken English. But Sonia did join the debate team. It was fun to make an argument and to read people by watching their body language. She even figured out how to argue with teachers without getting in trouble when she felt that they were being unfair. Her kitchen table was a meeting place for Sonia's friends to yak about events in the news. Her mother would get home after her long workday and feed the group pork chops, rice, and beans. To no one's surprise, Sonia graduated at the top of her class. What now? One of her best friends, a Chinese-American boy a year older, told her to follow him to an Ivy League college. These private schools, Harvard, Princeton, and 6 others, were considered the best. They had ivy-colored buildings and were hard to get into, and cost more than she could ever afford. They were mostly white and male, but they were growing more diverse and provided scholarship money. Sonia's friend warned that such a fancy college would be hard for her, but he urged her on. She didn't need that much urging. She had seen the movie Love Story and had fallen in love with Harvard in Massachusetts. Reality was different. After taking the train to Harvard, she was so nervous that she fled during her appointment, even though the school had already admitted her. Harvard took that as a no